Have you noticed a growing trend of Chinese women dating Western men? It's becoming increasingly visible in cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong, where couples of mixed ethnicity are more common than ever. You may have heard about this trend on social media or read discussions online, but what's fueling this phenomenon? Is it a cultural shift, economic factors, or is it something deeper about the changing roles of gender, attraction, and love? Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of cross-cultural relationships, focusing on why many Chinese women are seeking Western men as romantic partners. In this video, we're going to uncover the reasons traditions have long influenced marriage and dating. This shift might seem surprising. Traditionally, Chinese women have married Chinese men, often within their own ethnic or social groups. However, over the last 2 decades, the internet, global travel, and shifting gender dynamics have opened up new possibilities. But why Western men? And why now? There are several reasons, ranging from cultural admiration to changing gender expectations, and even economic factors that play into this growing trend. In today's video, we'll break down this complex issue into a few key factors: how globalization and Western culture have influenced Chinese women's perceptions, the role of economic status and education in shaping dating preferences, the perception of gender roles and the ideal partner, what the data and surveys tell us about these shifting trends. And of course, we'll explore how this trend is impacting both Chinese and Western societies, as well as what it means for the future of intercultural relationships. If you're ready to learn more, let's dive into the first major point: how globalization has shaped Chinese women's attraction toward Western men. Globalization and Western influence. One of the key drivers behind this trend is the pervasive influence of globalization and Western culture in China. Over the last few decades, China has opened its doors to the world in unprecedented ways, experiencing rapid economic growth and increased interaction with Western nations. This cultural exchange has significantly impacted the dating and marriage preferences of many Chinese women. The appeal of Western media and lifestyle. Western culture has long been associated with freedom, individualism, and modernity. From Hollywood movies to Western fashion, beauty standards, and social norms, the influence of Western ideals is visible in China's urban centers. For many Chinese women, exposure to Western culture starts early, through English language education, foreign films, and international brands. This creates a sense of admiration or curiosity about Western ways of life, which can extend into their romantic preferences. For example, popular TV shows like Friends, The Big Bang Theory, and Sex and the City have introduced Chinese audiences to Western dating dynamics. In these shows, relationships are often portrayed as more egalitarian, with both partners having greater freedom to express themselves, compared to the traditional gender roles commonly seen in Chinese culture. This media exposure paints a picture of Western men as modern, open-minded, perceptions. Another significant factor contributing to the trend of Chinese women seeking Western men is the changing gender dynamics within Chinese society. These evolving attitudes toward gender roles and expectations are reshaping how women perceive both themselves and their ideal partners. Traditional gender roles in China. Historically, Chinese society has been deeply influenced by Confucian values, which emphasize traditional gender roles. Men were typically seen as providers and protectors, while women were expected to focus on family life and maintain domestic responsibilities. Even though modern China has seen tremendous economic growth, these conservative values still persist in many aspects of family life, particularly in rural areas. However, in urban centers and among younger generations, this mindset is changing. More women in China are receiving higher education, entering the workforce, and achieving financial independence. These developments have allowed many women to challenge traditional expectations, seeking partners who can share responsibilities more equally and offer emotional support, rather than just financial stability. Perceptions of Western men. Western men are often perceived by Chinese women as being more progressive in terms of gender equality. Many Chinese women believe that Western men are more willing to share domestic responsibilities and support their partners' careers and ambitions. This contrasts with the traditional image of Chinese men, who are often expected to focus primarily on their careers, leaving little time for household or emotional support. Surveys show that Chinese women increasingly desire men who can be both emotionally available and supportive of their professional ambitions. According to a 2022 survey by especially in urban areas. Economic growth and female empowerment. China's rapid economic growth over the past few decades has empowered many women, particularly those in urban centers. Women are now more financially independent, highly educated, and ambitious. In cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, Chinese women are climbing corporate ladders and even out-earning their male counterparts. This newfound independence allows women to set higher expectations for their partners, as they are less reliant on men for financial stability. However, with financial success often comes a shrinking local dating pool. Studies suggest that highly educated and successful Chinese women face difficulties finding compatible partners in China. Many Chinese men, particularly those from more traditional backgrounds, prefer to marry women who are perceived as less accomplished or more traditional in their gender roles. This has led some women to look beyond their cultural boundaries for partners who value their independence and achievements, which many believe Western men do. A 2020 survey from China Love Cupid, a popular relationships, where men are expected to provide materially while women focus on family life. Western men, by desire for international opportunities and lifestyle. Another factor contributing to this trend is the growing desire for an international lifestyle. Many Chinese women see Western men as a gateway to a more globalized life, whether it's the opportunity to travel, live abroad, or gain exposure to different cultures. And how it's perceived by both Chinese and Western societies. Data and statistics on the trend, approx 500 words. Now that we've explored the cultural, gender, and economic reasons behind this trend, let's look at some hard data to back it up. While the topic of Chinese women preferring Western men is often discussed anecdotally, several surveys and studies provide concrete numbers to demonstrate Western men. Perception of the trend. While the data shows a clear increase in Chinese women seeking Western partners, it's also worth noting that this trend is met with mixed reactions in both exchange and integration. Cross-cultural relationships often promote deeper understanding and acceptance between different societies. In China, exposure to Western values through these relationships fosters greater appreciation for concepts like gender equality, individualism, grows. It contributes to a more globalized society where cultural barriers are continually being broken down. Children born from these particularly in its urban centers. Many women are seeking relationships that align with their personal and professional aspirations, often finding that Western men meet these criteria. While this trend is supported by data and statistics, it also reflects broader social changes that are reshaping dating markets across the world. Though there are challenges, including cultural differences and societal pressures, the future seems to hold even more potential for cross-cultural relationships as the world becomes increasingly interconnected. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the trend of Chinese women preferring Western men, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts below. Thanks for watching.